Hello, this is Rob Ellis from Bournemouth in the UK. This is assignment 2 for the Introduction to Music Production for Coursera. In this assignment I will be taking you into my DAW, which is Adobe Audition CS6, and for this exercise I'll be producing a simple sweeper. So first of all, quick look into the DAW. As you can see on the top here, this is where I can zoom into a track by use of this bar, or I can do it from the bottom down here, zoom in and out. And if you look carefully at the top here, you can see the time scale zooming in or out at the same time. So let's get our first track. For this demonstration I'm going to be using a small bed. There we go, there's our bed. If I wanted to, I could physically cut this using the cutting tool. So if I wanted to cut it there, that would separate it, go back to the I-beam, excuse me, highlight it there, that's it, there we go, and that's cut that segment of audio, but we don't want to do that, so we'll bring that back. Oh, actually, while I'm here, I'll quickly show you. Look, if we zoom in there, we can see the crossfade coming back in there, and that's highlighted by the yellow cross lines there, and they can be altered to whatever pitch or angle you really want to. But for this demonstration, I want to snap this literally back to its own place. So click the snap tool, and that'll snap it back. And as you can see, when you snap it back, okay, so we've got our first section of track. Our second section, I'll use my ident, which I shall drop in just there. And then I can quickly build up the end of my sweeper. Put that in there. I want to turn off the snapping tool because I want to physically crossfade the end of this into one another. Okay, so move that to around about there. So it will give us a quick rough idea of what we should be listening to. If I click home, that will take my cursor here back to where it belongs, and click play.
Rob Ellis. I can't think of any other way to do it. On Cross Counties Radio.
And that's a basic quick sweeper. Also, what I can do with this track is, if you look over here, I can actually put markers in. So if I want to put a marker over here, I just zoom in. Let's zoom into that track and have a look inside it. If I use my mouse, zoom in. There we go, that's a bit better. So say this point here, this juncture here where we got a gap, I want to put a marker in there. So I line it up, my cursor, and then I'll just hit the letter M on my keyboard. And that then inserts a marker which is completely separate to my cursor, which is good for reference. I'll just zoom back out. Also, if I need to trim any of the audio, I can do this quite easily. If you look at my cursor now, it's just turned red with an arrow pointing to the left down here. And that enables me to trim and actually physically move in and out on that audio piece there. Okay, but I'll just tidy that up there so it just tops and tails it just nicely. And finally, because everything's a single colour on here, what I can do is I can change the colour. So if I come down to right click on the section of audio I'd like to colour, click group colour, which is there. I then have a palette in front of me where I can pick a different colour. So we'll go for a nice orange hue there and click OK. And that then gives us highlighted colours on different tracks. For renaming, if I go to a track, again right click down onto it, I can rename a portion of the track, and that will open up over here the dialog for the properties box where I can actually physically rename it. So if I put in test beep and hit enter, that will then change that dialog, as you can see up here. Thanks for listening to my tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, and I look forward to my third tutorial for Coursera next time.